Hi, everyone. It's Monday and it's been a week. So I'm trying to get everything adjusted here. We're live on Instagram and on YouTube. We are back in our regularly scheduled programming. So as you all come in the room, say hi, a little emoji, a little what's up. It's only been a week that we have not seen each other. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Paula. Hi, Chris. But it feels like months. Like I was all like, I can take one day, right? And we needed the day in our household. But man, it feels like I have missed you too. It really feels like we missed a lot of time, but in our house, a lot has happened in that one period of time. And I'm always trying to get the right setup here for you guys and see if I can do this without knocking anything over. May not be the case. Okay, pop on over to YouTube because Instagram, we fight with things. Hi, Kayla. Guys, extreme close-up while I fixed this before we started. I swear to goodness. Okay. That's a little bit better. It's still a little wonky on Instagram, but that's okay. I'm going to move. Okay, here we go. So I took the day off last week. It was a holiday anyway. Y'all need to be outside with your families. But it does feel like it's been a really long time since we've done this, which is hysterical. But I'm used to being with you all on Mondays. I missed you. I was grateful for the time, but I missed you. How has your week been? How has your 2 weeks been? Yeah, because we missed each other. And then we hop in on a very big day today because today is our full moon ritual as well as our regular weekly forecast. Hi, Cynthia. Okay, yeah, you're over here now too. Yay! So what's happening? I've got all the notes, right, as always. But it's a big week. So I'm like, oh, okay, we missed last week. We didn't meet together live last week. Now we head into this week and I'm like, yay, I get to see you guys. And there's a lot happening in the cosmos and the energy's big again, but we're cruising into full moon. So this is why it feels big and it's growing this week. And I'm like, oh, we had an hour and a half today because we're going to cover a lot, after last week. So let's do some basic housekeeping things. Magical mentoring, the small group coaching, y'all, I just want to say thank you. All of the crazy gratitude for the response to it. I have resisted doing this for 5 years. It's been 5 years since I've run any small group coaching. Why, right? What we resist persists, y'all. And the universe was very clear that this is where I need to be, what I need to be doing. Hi, Jill. So there was a beautiful response to it. I'm unbelievably grateful. Shanna, hey. So here we go. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy week. Happy full moon week. Magical mentoring is officially closed. I'll make the little post on Instagram later, but wow, I can't even. I'm a little what just happened? Beautiful, so beautiful. So I had said that there were 8 spots available for magical mentoring. Here's the human in me. I was like, are we going to really do this? Or are we going to have a full 8 spots? We have 9 in magical mentoring. And you're like, hey, you said 8. I do leave things up to the universe. I had a call that I couldn't get scheduled till this morning. And I just thought, and as of last night at 10 o'clock when I went to bed, we still had a spot available. So I was like, this is great. If it's fit, it's a fit. And we've got a full house. And if we don't, we don't. I woke up, somebody had purchased and enrolled last night online. I haven't even spoken to this person on the phone. They snagged that 8th spot. And then I had a phone call this morning. And I'm not anybody who wants to do the work, right, of the small group coaching, of healing, of, the leap into better and getting off the damn hill you keep dying on. I'm going to make a place at the table for you, if I'm capable of it. 9, so we have 9 in our small group coaching, magical mentoring. 9 is the number of karmic closures, cycles ending. Hello, can we see how ordained and beautiful that is? So I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody who expressed interest in it. All of the one-on-one calls I had to see if it was a fit for you right now or not. They weren't all a fit right now. It may be a fit next go around because from the response, I'm definitely going to be doing this again. Hi, you guys. So this is exciting to see you all taking these big leaps forward in your healing, in your goals, and like, yeah, let's do this. So the small group coaching is going to run September through December. There have been questions about, hey, when are you going to do this again? Of course you're going to do it in January. No, I am not going to do this in January again. Mama Bear needs some transition time and recovery time after a coaching like this. It's big on both ends of it. So I will not run magical mentoring again in January. No. Plus, astrologically, that is not the time for fresh starts and new beginnings and new endeavors. Even though it's resolution time, it's not. It's hunker down, evaluation, contemplation time. I will probably rerun and do another batch of small group coaching in February, towards the end of February. So just keep your eye out on that. The emails will go out, the announcements will go out, the posts will go out. But that's been really exciting. Next bit. Let's see. Okay, anyone who is not a member yet at Unicorn Wellness, you all have a new month and a new incentive to sign up to practice your wellness and self-care with me on the mat, in meditation, and through the new and full moon tarot readings there. This month, it's totally a free 30 days on the site. You are getting a set of yoga blocks, cork blocks, because we're going to be talking a lot about sustainability and how to integrate that into our wellness and our workout practice in bigger ways. So thank you. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you. Welcome to the channel. We're going to go through little housekeeping things for those, for unicornwellnessstudio.com. I'm going to talk about that real fast. So members over there, if you're not a member yet, Kimchi, if you're, interested in it, good morning, Melinda, then it's a free month, free 30 days, plus a free set of blocks. It's a $60 value. There's no weirdness about it. Come try out the site, get your beautiful blocks, use those. I'm going to have an Instagram live, just me talking through why blocks, because we all think we know how to use blocks and why they're exciting or why they're not. But I love to educate on props and the unseen benefits of things. So I'm going to be talking about that this week as well, somewhere in the mix. Okay, so I'm going to say some things that my business partner may be like, oh, we weren't going to say anything yet. But it's kind of reaching this point where I'm going to lightly tap on a topic, okay? As of right now, Unicorn Wellness has 2 locations online. So I want you all to think of this as hey, we had a brick and mortar studio. If we had a brick and mortar live studio space, you go, oh, we have this location. And then we open a second location, okay? We're not completely ready yet to talk about it in a big way for existing members, okay? But there will be an announcement and some stuff in the next newsletter you all get towards the end of this month. We did build a new platform. So unicornwellnessstudio.com is live and in the world. We have spent the summer building this. I am lightly addressing it because all of the links have changed on Instagram. I'll put new links on the YouTube channel. For those who are interested in membership and in the subscription base and in the workouts and in the guided meditation and in the new and the full moon tarot readings. And it's not a secret, right? We're not trying to keep anything from the members. It's new. And we have had our round of beta testers with a lot of beautiful feedback. That's something we're really excited about. But we're not yet ready to fully introduce all of the members to it just yet. Okay, so it is 2 separate locations. There are some differences between unicornwellness.studio and unicornwellnessstudio.com. All right, nothing's going anywhere. There's no crazy shenanigans. There's not ready to fully talk about it, but they exist. Okay, and at the end of the month, we will have the announcement in the newsletter to handhold the members through everything. If you all are interested in this new site, go look at it. If you want to take a little test drive and go, I want to go in the studio. What does it look like over there? There's a fresh coat of paint. The user experience is new and improved, but there are some differences of things. And so we wanted to wait just a little bit before we got into that. But the thing's already in my inbox. You guys are posting about it in the private Facebook group. It's not a secret. We have 2 locations, unicornwellness.studio and unicornwellnessstudio.com. Okay. If as members you all are interested in, like, I want to look around the new studio, please email me, DM me, private message me. I will send over a guest login for you all, for existing paying subscribing members, to go take a peek at the new studio. Okay. And then hang on to your hats. End of this month, we're going to have more and full information and like shenanigans and excitement around it. Okay. But you all are smart. You see it. The new platform allows us to do things, and it solves things for you all as members and users, as well as for us as studio owners and online business. That's really exciting. So okay, little messages coming in already. Okay, so you guys message me, email me. We'll handle it in a very like VIP handheld way, private tour kind of thing for right now. More is coming on it, but it's not ready for y'all to move in. Let's put it that way. They are 2 separate locations. They are 2 separate platforms. And that's that. And nobody's upsetting the apple cart. Nobody's doing anything with the current one. It's going to be there. They're both going to be there. So I thought I needed to say something because it's not a secret, but there's so many things that we can like, roll out at the same time. Magical mentoring, the small group coaching took like high priority. I start those readings like tomorrow with a fully full group. So all things are exciting. But if you all as existing members are interested in taking the tour of the new studio, message me, email me privately, and I'll send a guest login to you for you guys to take the tour. Those who are not yet members of either, head towards the new studio, unicornwellnessstudio.com. That's what's in my link in Instagram. That's what's going to be in the links here. And you all get new members, because we do an incentive, like we're back in incentive mode, which I love because I love to give presents. 30 days free on the site, so it's like 0 risk. You can cancel it at any time. You get a set of cork yoga blocks if you stay on. Like if you roll over into membership day 31, I'm ordering you those blocks. They're going to be on your doorstep like within 2 days, and it's really exciting. But I know that I get excited about transition and change, and sometimes my unicorns are like, "Ooh, I'm not like, ain't nobody changing anything." Unless you're interested. I'm happy to show you. Like it's really neat. So there you go. Yay. I hear some yays. And I've had a lot of emails and like, hey, can I just go log in? I wish that were the case. They are 2 separate platforms. This is where the tech geeky stuff pops in. We have always rebuilt our current site and then carried you guys and reintegrated you, right? That's not possible this time. That's why I want you all to think about it like 2 locations. Like we have 2 separate buildings online right now. So if you're interested, you will need a separate login. Come to us. We will handheld VIP, take care of you, give you a tour, give you a look around. But ain't nobody moving anywhere. So don't freak out. Please don't forget, because it's not the same. Okay, there's some things that are different, and I know some of y'all are gonna be like, I don't want the new building. Okay, and that's fine. It's totally fine. All right, so block incentive to sign up this month. If you have never been a member, you're ready to be a member, like take the leap, 30 days, $60 value, like let me send you a present. I love to do that part. Magical mentoring, unbelievable gratitude. We have a new location, an additional location. Okay. What else? Oh, we're back into full moon rituals here in Brooklyn. So if you are in New York, if you're traveling to New York, if you're in or around Brooklyn or willing to make the trek this Saturday. So this year, September through December, all of our rituals are on Saturdays or Sundays, and they're in that 6 to 8 p.m. or 5 to 7 p.m. slot. Much more convenient for everyone. Hi, Vanessa. So if you're in or around New York, there are 4 spots available for this coming lunation on Saturday, 6 to 8 p.m. for the full moon ritual. So again, head to Instagram's the easiest place for these. Just link in my profile to everything. But if you want to book a ticket for that, Kayla, is that you? Is Lovey? Who's Lovey? Because I think I saw it and I've got to get an email out to you, like, toot sweet. Or is that, who's Lovey? Or is that, oh, it's Kyra. Yay! Kyra, I woke up to it this morning. It was like unbelievable magic. So Kyra, you're going to get an email from me tonight. Today's a little nutty. Like, I leave you guys. I've got an appointment, you know, all kinds of stuff. But tonight you will hear from me. I'm so excited. I was close, Kayla, right? I was like, no, it's not Kayla. It's Kyra. Yeah, it's really, really magical. So Kyra, you were number 8. You took the last spot. And then this morning I had a phone call. Now we've got 9 in magical mentoring. Like, the universe is good, right? So using my brain, getting back on track. Full moon ritual, there are 4 spots available. If you are in Brooklyn or coming to New York this Saturday, over at tandygutierrez.com is where you RSVP for that. It's a $33 exchange. It's a 2-hour ritual. We're going to have Laura from Modestine Teas. They're doing a full tea ritual for us. And I think she's going to be there like every ritual for the next 4 months. That's what we're trying to do. So, like, things are just growing and the community is so beautiful and just keeps getting richer and richer, which is amazing. So just like so excited, like I'm so excited. Can you tell? I know you can tell, but I'm like so excited. Okay, so because we cruise into the full moon at the end of this week, so Eastern Standard Time, the full moon happens at like 12. I think it's like 12:30 a.m., like at midnight on Friday. Okay, so depending on your time zone, do the math. But because we're cruising into this full moon energy, right? We're gonna feel either 2 ways. We're going to feel like, yes, like we're just being amped full of this vibrant energy. Go, 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 go. That's the traditional aspect of the full moon energy. What has been brought to culmination, what is getting a spotlight shown on it, what is finished, what is completed, what has manifested. Okay. So this week in your workouts at unicornwellness.studio or unicornwellnessstudio.com, it's the same content. That you're going to feel this increase and amping up of the physical movement. So the week of the full moon, whatever website you're using for me, is the week that requires the most amount of effort of you. Okay. Now, again, it's me. It's always kind. It's always thoughtful. It's only 30 minutes. But this is the week that requires the most amount of effort in your workout. So be prepared for that. The other way that a full moon can affect our bodies, depending on what our personal astrological charts are or what's going on in your life right now, is that all of this energy can be very draining. As you continue with your membership on Unicorn Wellness, what you should hopefully see is that the progression over long periods of time is that the full moon does become invigorating because the body and the energies are balanced, right, in order to receive and harness and use this extra energy. When we feel depleted and run down because it's so much high vibration, it's just a call that we need more self-care, more downtime, and a little bit more healing in order to channel and harness it, okay? If you are feeling like, hey, full moon energy just always kind of zaps me. It used to zap me big time, y'all. So there's no right or wrong answer. There was a lot more healing for me to do, okay? If it zaps you and you're like, I hear you and asking more effort of me in my workout, I ain't got it. That's okay. Go back to your new moon stretches, okay? The week of the new moon in your membership is always our full constructive rest week, and it's stretching. It's always good to go back to the stretching. I don't mean to shake my head no, but I know that some of you still feel like the stretches and the constructive rest is like, but I'm not doing anything. It's so nurturing. It's so constructive. It balances the body. You're only missing 3 of the benefits of a strength workout in these stretches. And you'll know I mix it up too. So just understand that 1, you have permission to go back to your new moon stretches if you feel that that calls to you and your body's like, I just can't take on that full moon workout right now. That's okay. This is one of the ways that you can use your membership specifically to your own body because we are all unique. As a system and as a grand plan, we should, right? Feel energized by these amplifications, but we're all in different spaces and places with our healing and with our wellness and with our energetic levels. So if you're feeling depleted, that is okay. Don't do the full moon workout. Go back and repeat the new moon stretches. Okay. Yeah. Vanessa's like, I am living in the new moon stretch right now. Right. And so this is where it becomes like we start to know ourselves better and we start to respond intuitively better. And there are like months and years and weeks where you're like, I'm pressing play because this is what Tandy told me to do. And that's the best way to start. Okay. But as you progress and you get to know your body better, we are all very different in our physical capacities. And we honor that within certain rails. Don't go poking around and mixing up all your workouts because that's going to fuck some things up when it comes to results. I'm telling you, unless you have specific homework and healing protocols from me. Again, intelligent, like specific, really honed in on why we're doing what we're doing. Okay. So that's the option during the full moon because our workouts are going to amp up. Last little note about memberships, right? So the September meditation, y'all, so yummy. I love it. So September, this is another healing from me to you. Your guided meditations are not always healings. I mean, I guess they are, but they're not always formatted in that way where I have been guided to really do full Reiki healing for you all in those 15 minutes. September is one of those months. Okay. So if you have not done your guided meditation at unicornwellness.studio or unicornwellnessstudio.com yet, run, go. I've actually been doing this one with my boys before school. I feel like some major magic's going down in this month's guided meditation. Okay. Simple side note to that guided meditation, because you all know they change every month. This is part of why we now have 2 locations online. Okay. And this is part of the differences between unicornwellness.studio and unicornwellnessstudio.com is that we've not had, this gets into some stuff, but my members, I know you want to know because you're asking me. We have not been able to have past meditations available for you all. On the new location, we will be able to facilitate that. Okay, so I always write you a guided meditation specific to the lunations, specific to the energies at play. As part of the membership, you will always get the new, fresh meditation. Okay, because that's what the energies that we're working with, that's the highest capacity for healing in that time and energetic harnessing. But there are guided meditations that you're like, that like resonated with me so much. I'd like to keep that one. I'd like to be able to do that again. On the original studio website, we do not have a capacity to do that. So we've been looking for a solution. On the new location, that will be available. Now, don't go flooding my inbox with, meditations you wanted from 2 years ago. I don't got them. We do, but they're not going to be available for X amount of technical reasons. But on the new, we will eventually, very soon, have past meditations available for you because it's been a big question from y'all. Can I get this one? Can I get this month? And I'm like, no, you can't. You're going to be able to do that. So there. Okay. So definitely, if you have not done, who's done this month's meditation? Who loves it? I think this one's so magical, you guys. There are certain ones that stand out to each of us, but this is one I'm very, very pleased and excited to bring to you. So if you haven't done it, go do it. If you love it, you might be able to have it again at some point. Okay. Kayla, yay. Ooh, yay, Vanessa. Yeah. I mean, it's really about giving and receiving. So, this confidence and creativity, it's huge, but it's really about the cycle and the circle of giving and receiving. And what I know about unicorns, is that you all are really good about giving. But the receiving bit is what we're typically working on healing. This meditation is a breakthrough opportunity for you all, big time. Okay. So I'm glad. I know I'm hearing that you guys really appreciate it. And I'm like, it's really lovely. And my boys love it. I find that so cute. I love it. They're like, we like the guided ones. I'm like, okay, bud, that's what we'll do then. Okay, here we go. Let's get into more this week, right? Let's go over some basics. We have our full moon ritual today, so it's going to be a longer video, right? And when it clicks out on Instagram, I'll just restart it again, but we're over here on YouTube also, and it's in YouTube in perpetuity, so you can watch whenever. Take notes if you want to, kind of from this point forward, or just come back and watch. Lee Love, she's posted notes before in our private Facebook group, super helpful if anybody wants to do that. For those who missed it or who like, visual learners like the layout, that'd be awesome. So today we're still sitting in a stellium in Virgo. So let's get into the astrology, the basics. I do the big view, remember? So we still have Mars, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus all sitting in Virgo. Okay? We still in Virgo season. And what does that mean? The pile up in Virgo. Anytime there's 3 or more celestial bodies in one of the signs, in one of the houses for us, because we work with a whole house sign chart. This just lends so much energy to wherever Virgo sits in your chart. Okay. So Virgo, if you guys haven't read your newsletter yet, this cycle, go read it, because I do the specific breakdown there for you. A stellium makes you feel like things are crowded, like they're really busy, like you could just use some space. I know I'm feeling that way. Like, can I just get an extra hour of the day somewhere? But it also makes things really busy because look at the elements that are there. The sun, which amplifies and adds willpower to things. A lot of light, a lot of growth is capable with it. You have Mars, god of war. Hello, willpower, get shit done, protect things, go, Mars gets a bad rap, but it's necessary. It's very masculine energy. It's drive. It's doing. Like, that needs to be, knocked down so I can rebuild it. I'm going to go knock it down right now. Hold this, Then you have Venus there. Hello, beautiful balance. Mars and Venus being in the same place. Venus is about the things you love. What brings beauty to your life? What brings beauty to other people's lives? What needs protection? What needs building? So are you starting to hear the words and the key phrases here? So when you look at these things in one space, you have Mars and Venus. What needs knocking down in order to rebuild? What needs to be rebuilt out of beauty and love and empowerment and betterment? Okay. Then you have Mercury, the messenger. How we communicate, what you're hearing from the cosmos, what you're hearing from business partners, relationships, friendships, from the world. Everybody keeps handing me, example, my family and I find pennies on our path everywhere this weekend. Like, it's become a little silly. Like, we know that guides and guardian angels communicate to us in 3 major ways. Coins in your path, like uncommon coins in weird places. Hi. And then we have feathers. And we also have repeating numbers, right? And so coins have just been like everywhere. Pennies in particular, like pennies from heaven, right? So look at where messaging is coming through clear and strong for you. Again, with a full moon energy, which is this week and into, the beginning of next week, there's a spotlight that the universe is shining on something. It could be really constructive and go, yeah, like it's showtime, right? Or it could be like, that's a mess and you need to go handle your shit, like, because there's a big old light on it. So this stellium, just at its basics, because Virgo is like the perfectionist, it's the list maker and the task master. So you have all of these aspects sitting in Virgo, and Virgo is asking you to go clean up your messes, go rebuild things for the better, do it in an organized fashion, get it on your calendar, and just go start marking things off the list. Get her done. No need for questions anymore, right? So it's a powerful energy. Forget about the full moon because of everything that's sitting in Virgo right now. So this is a time to harness the energy. This is a time to get shit done. This is why I launched Magical Mentoring when I did. This is a moment of cathartic healing and leaping forward. This is a standing at the edge of the precipice and going, what if I fall? And the universe going, but what if you fly? Okay, so this is a risk moment in order for great reward, transformation, or healing. Now, when we talk about risk, it's not about doing stupid things. It's about anchoring in your heart and going, this feels a little scary. Hi, Lana. That it feels a little, I don't know about this. Okay. And then you do it, and the universe is rewarding you for it and showing you beauty and support and abundance and fun as you go through this. That's when you know it's the right thing, when the energy's there, when the energy supports it. But you don't get to the good stuff of, hey, this is fun, this is abundant, this is amazing, until you take the risk, until you take the leap into it. Okay. And this pertains to everything right now. It's just going to depend on your life of where it's showing up, right? Whether it's relationships, whether it's career, whether it's finances, whether it is emotional, intellectual healing pieces. This full moon on Friday, Eastern Standard Time, is Pisces. Okay. So a heads up on this full moon. Pisces is all the feels, all of the emotions, all of the emo. Pisces is the psychic. It is all of the messaging, all of the knowing without knowing how you know. This is gut feelings that are real. Pisces, the imbalance of Pisces is that Pisces can be the victim. Okay. My moon's in Pisces, full disclosure. So I get to say some things because I got to own my own imbalance out of it. Pisces can be victiming. Real cry, watery, teary, wounded inner child. Nobody shows up for me, and it always is kind of sour, and the world is broken, and everything's terrible in the world, and the world is shit, and we can't fix a damn thing, so I'm not going to do anything about it. Okay, so Pisces heralds to our inner child and to the wounds of our inner child. So be prepared for those things to come up this week and into the beginning of next week. I do feel and hear this moon as poking a little on our triggers. It could be a lot, depending again on where you are in your healing process and what's going on in your chart and your life and the choices and things. So this moon offers sweetness and healing because water is soothing and cleansing and deeply healing, right? And it's so psychic. So the messaging that we're getting in this week is going to be powerful. Hi, I'm doing the first readings for Magical Mentoring this week. I cannot wait to see what comes out of those. Okay. So this is a time of asking questions and meditation and getting some there should, based on the cosmos, be some answers to long-standing questions for you all in this coming 7 days. Hi, Carla. So, this Pisces energy, I love Pisces. Pisces is magic and healing, but it's tender. Could feel like the poking and the triggering of these things can often feel like pulling the scab off a real deep wound, and you're like it feels worse than it ever did before. These are deep emotional wounds, deep childhood, wounds of the inner child things. They're getting poked and pulled and ugh. But can you be with these difficult feelings? Can you sift through them? Can you witness them and honor them in ways you never have before? Can you take some notes and go, here's what I know, and then glean the breakthrough from the breakdown? Okay, so it offers big healing. It may not be owie pokey triggering for everybody, but it may be for others. Okay, so this full moon, you just may have all the feels this week because we're still in that little bit of a pressure cooker. We got this pile up in Virgo that says you need to get shit done. That's what the pile up in Virgo says. Look, get it done. Stop it. Stop with the self-deprecating. Stop with the self-victiming. Stop resisting people and messages that resonate as truth, because you're just putting your own shackles on your ankles, quite frankly. This could, for those that are at different stages of their healing, this full moon could be so sweet and offer a lot of blessings and a lot of abundance and a lot of just finally breaking through and getting things done that you've been wishing and putting energy towards for a while. This is a big full moon. This is big cathartic energy. It's no mistake that I set up Magical Mentoring in this time period. It's on purpose. Okay. Because again, we're always as unicorns on unicornwellnessstudio.com or unicornwellness.studio. We are always looking to harness and work with the energies of the universe, to be in co-creatorship in all of the ways in order to heal and to bring forth the highest evolution of our soul in this lifetime. Sometimes it's practical on the damn mat in the kitchen with the reset inner, and sometimes it's magical in the meditations and in the tarot. So this week and this full moon offer us big steps forward in our healing if we're brave, if we're willing to take the risk of being wrong, the risk of failing, because it's important, because we don't know if we're going to fly or we're going to fall. We really don't. We don't. How are you going to know? It's like training wheels, right? At some point, you're going to have to take them off. Or don't learn to ride a bike, which some of us don't. It's okay. So it's a big moon and it's a big week. There's so much. So if you're feeling really full of energy, check where Virgo sits in your chart, because there's a lot to be done there. Okay. I'm going to take a breath, take a pause, read your comments more. Tell me how you guys are feeling, questions, comments, feedback. Let me see. Oh, mama, it's anytime you're feeling angry and frustrated, it's always a time to meditate and go deeper. But that is the time to go, what can I do differently? I don't, anger and pessimism are fear and really loud sadness. So then we need to look at, what are we really afraid of? What are we really sad about? What are the things we haven't been able to do or accomplish? What are the things our heart deeply wants in this lifetime? This fear, anger, pessimism component is so much about being honest about what we want, regardless of what other people think about it, regardless of what our inner self-judgment is doing. Getting over that inner self-judgment of what we want, what we need, is the biggest healer leap forward and the biggest step towards feeling whole, feeling complete, feeling worthy. So, it's full moon, it's doing time. I'll be honest. That's, new moon is meditate and don't do anything yet. Listen, receive some messaging, contemplate. Full moon energy is listen, now go do something about it. Because you've got all this energy, in particular, because of Mars, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus, all sitting in Virgo to get it done. It's a breakthrough time. So that being said, Mercury and Venus, they will move, finally, out of Virgo into Libra next Monday. So there is a limited amount of time to really harness some of this get over your stuff. It's true. I mean, every time's a good time. You can always heal. But there are times when the universe really supports the risk forward, the leap forward, and the jump forward, So if you feel like even in this window, you've already missed an opportunity and you're like, wait, I don't want to miss it by next Monday. Be brave. Pick up that phone, email, send somebody a message and go, I know I passed on this. I want in. This is something I need right now, right? I need to do this. I need to try this. Like there's a window here. So between now and next Monday, get your brain really clear on what it is you want to come to fruition, in particular from here until December 31st, 2019. If you feel like you've already missed some things to assist that, the actionable tactics of getting to those goals, reach out, ask again. Universe is going to make a doorway or a window for you, but you have to be brave. So going back weeks in our weekly readings, right? There's a lot about the Empress, right? A lot about the Queen of Pentacles, stepping into abundance, time, money, energy, all of our resources, and being brave enough to claim it. Nothing happens by sitting still. Okay, I said it, and then immediately my brain's like, that's not true. Because of meditation and receiving. Nothing will happen right now in this time period from sitting still. We will need to sit a little still in January, a little bit at the beginning of February, and a little bit at the end of December, right? In the winter, we're supposed to do more meditation. We're supposed to be more still. It's evaluation and recuperation and planning time. But right now, to be clear with my words, nothing's going to change by sitting still today through Monday. Now I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Ooh, Erica, get over the inner self judgment of what you really need. That spoke directly to your soul this week. Yeah, this like being honest about what you want. And then people go, I don't know what I want. Okay, well then we need to spend more time in meditation and maybe some pushy questions from a guide or a coach to like get to what do you really want, right? Because you got to own it. And I'm going to tell you from personal experience, there are things that I wanted, but I wasn't being honest about it. And I wasn't taking swings at them. So they weren't happening. So then it was like self-judgment on top of like not achieving. It was like a spiral. The minute I got really clear about like, you know what? I don't care what anybody else thinks about this. I want this. I need this. Opportunity, support, universe said yes. Okay. Yeah, I think, Kim, that's a really good point, is that you went into this morning's meditation angry for giving and not receiving, okay? Receiving is a learned skill also. Like, really, it's a learned skill. And that is a big component of unicorn wellness and of this magical mentoring small group coaching. We need to understand how and what it means to receive. If we have been martyrs, if we've grown up in a patriarchal culture, if we have been told, you know, as a US culture of like, don't be too proud, don't be too big of yourself, you know, we have no idea how to receive then. We really don't. So learning how to receive is a big deal. And it is okay to feel angry. Like, I'm tired of just giving and not getting back. That is an important moment. But the next moment is, what are you willing to do to change that? Because often I put myself in that same category too, create spaces where we don't allow receiving. We put up walls, we put up blocks, we tell people we don't want their help, literally. We don't invest in our self-evolution. We don't invest in our care, right? So part of unicorn wellness is about receiving, right? You guys don't go in and need to pick and poke which workout you need. You are in receiving of my coaching. What am I going to give you in those 3 days? Be open to receiving that. And you're like, maybe that's a present I didn't want. Maybe it's the gift you always needed and didn't know you needed, right? So getting on the mat does template you in order to receive, okay? Meditation templates the receiving, but I also find that a guided meditation really teaches us how to receive. You just have to listen to the words. You're receiving those words, right? This is why the Magical Mentoring Small Group Coaching we start with the 5-card reading and it's offline. Because when you get an offline tarot reading, an offline reading, it's a gift of receiving. This is not an interactive exchange or a tennis match. She says this, I say this back. That's deflection. So the reason I'm only doing offline readings now is because I want you all to be in receiving of them. Sit with them, listen to them, take notes. Notice where there's resistance and pushback. Because sometimes when we get in conversation, here's what the messaging of the tarot, here's what Tandy's bringing through for me. No, you know, and there's an immediate response to it. I call that the table tennis match. Fuck that. If you already know the right answer, you'd be achieving and feeling and be in abundance and in the place of healing that you'd want to be. We have to learn how to be in receiving and go, oh, now it's a little uncomfortable to hear. Not in mean ways, not in bad ways, just in awareness ways. So receiving looks like a lot of things, and templating in order to receive is a practice. So one of the tiniest ways to practice receiving, somebody gives you a compliment and you just go, thank you. End of story. How many of us for lifetimes have received a compliment and then go, oh, well, this thing, it's like 10 years old. I found it was like, we're telling the universe, I'm not in receiving. I can't be in abundance. I just can't be joyful. There can't be a real compliment to something, right? It's the biggest place. Start to listen to yourselves and start to listen to those around you on how they receive a compliment. Okay, because it's huge. This is the tiniest and mightiest tactic about where you're at in your abundance and receiving capabilities. Okay, so Leo energy, Leo sun, Leo rising, and Leo moons, man, do they know how to receive most of the time. Okay. So I will say that, like, I'm Leo rising, but I've had a lifetime of back and forth with the table tennis aspect of receiving. I'm getting good at it again. Right. But this circles back to the September guided meditation for Unicorn Wellness members. This is about equal receiving and giving. And Kim, this circles back to your point of like, you're like, I went into the meditation pissed off because all I'm doing is giving and I'm not receiving. We have to take self responsibility for that. Where are all the small places I can make constructive change in order to teach my system and my energetic system how to receive? Because manifesting something big ain't going to happen if you can't take the little gifts, right? So we start with the little stuff and we go, we're going to compliment each other. Okay. And we're going to go, thank you. I don't have to give a compliment back. I don't have to explain why things are the way they are, what they, I don't have to downgrade it. I don't have to poo-poo it. No more. Thank you. Great. Wonderful. Put that in the bank. Move on. Okay. So I'm going to look at the comments real fast here. Huge lesson in receiving. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Right? This idea that independence is everything. Independence is important. And this has also come through in the magical mentoring one-on-ones, is that the classic sign of unicorns, right, is that everybody thinks we're the strongest person they know. And then they don't offer us help, or they offer and we go, I don't need it. I don't want it. So independence and strength, be careful, right? There's a balance and an imbalance and a gift and a lesson in everything. The imbalance of independence is that becomes walls. Then nobody can get in. Then the things that you're upset and mad about not receiving, that's because you told them 4 times you didn't want it, or you weren't willing to take the gift in a way that allows the seedling to grow into what you really want, right? I mean, these are all variations on the same thing, but this is about lifting each other up. This is a together we rise thing. This is, in particular, as women, healing the sister wound, right? We're not even talking about the mother wound. The sister wound is the wound of the Salem witch trials, but it goes back farther than that. But for the US culture, that's where it is that during the Salem witch trials, right, patriarchal culture trying to dismantle lay women healers and midwives and herbalists, because they've just now begun schools for medicine, and it's men who can afford and get to go. So they call them out as witches and create this evil thing. Well, the sister wound is that your neighbor, female friend, sells you out so they don't come to burn her at the stake. So the sister wound is that women don't typically, historically, support each other because we were all trying to protect our damn selves, understanding that if we don't protect our neighbor, ain't nobody got protection, right? I mean, this is what equality is all about. If there's not a protection and equality for one, ain't nobody got it. Coming for you next. So this wound of not being able to receive compliments is an ancestral, cultural wound of us. So when we can be in receiving, in particular as women, get ready to drop the F-bomb. It's fucking incredible and powerful conduits of change, right? But we do have to be brave and step into it. We do have to be willing to be angry and frustrated and acknowledge that, then take self-responsibility for where we have not allowed people to support us, where we have not taken the gifts, where we cannot receive the compliment. And then we just practice it and we learn to change it, because everything is mutable in positive and negative ways. Okay, looking at. Yeah, Priscilla, great. This is where gratitude practice comes in. And Cynthia's, totally like mirroring that gratitude practice. I used to struggle with gratitude practice a lot. I thought it was kind of cheesy. I really had trouble with it. Really had trouble, because gratitude practice is like giving compliments to your own life. I am so grateful for this, right? Like it becomes fun and it becomes healing and it becomes enough, right? And when we're not sitting in lack and limitation, fear and anger and frustration, everything becomes enough. And that's the weirdest thing. Once the moment becomes enough, you're open to abundance and for growth and for manifestation. Strangest lesson of all time. really. And there's no quick fix to it. It's just awareness, doing the work one piece at a time, you know. But yes, noting where you're grateful. 3 things every morning, take note of. This is part of why I love, I don't think Brianna's here today, but School of Betty, her 90-day journal, I love it. I've been weak on my journaling until I got her journal. She's magic with this damn journal. And it's really simple and it's really straightforward. And it begins with those 3 bits of gratitude in the morning. It can be as simple as, hey, my tea, my coffee. You know, I'm really grateful, you know, today for kids who will meditate and jump on the trampoline before school. That's cool, right? But a gratitude practice is how receiving can be implemented and begin, right? These tiny and mighty practices. It's not going to fix it. It's not a pill. Pills don't fix it anyhow. And it's not going to fix it in 20 minutes. And it may not even fix it in 3 weeks. But the practice of planting those seeds will heal it over time. Okay? All right, I'm trying to watch the clock here. Okay. Y'all want to play some unicorn bingo today? Okay. So I'm going to talk through the houses of the chart in general manners, what the first house through the 12th house represent. Okay. If you have your astrological birth chart, your natal chart, for me, if you're working with me, or if you've had a Simple Stars reading from me, you're going to be working with a whole house sign chart. Okay, that's important. That means that it's purest, that the houses, the pie pieces cover 0 to 29 degrees of each unique sign of the zodiac. So in your chart, look for where Pisces sits. Okay. This is where the highlight and the magnitude of this full moon on Friday, this energy this week and into the beginning of next week, will mostly present itself for you. Okay, and I say mostly because everybody's chart is unique. But look at where Pisces sits in your own personal natal chart. I'm going to talk through the houses for this full moon this week, for the following 2 weeks. This is where to be on the lookout for your lessons and blessings. This is where the triggers may be. This is where the healing is. And this is where the blessings may come, like coming in. Okay? Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of notes because sometimes I forget where I am and things. Here we go. We'll do it quick and then we'll get to your weekly reading. Okay. Pisces in the 7th house for Jill. I see you. Anybody else brave enough to share where theirs is at? Mine's in the 8th house. So there you go. Okay. If you have Pisces in the 1st house, okay. First house is our house of self, identity. Who am I? Ooh, double 11th house over there. I see y'all. Okay, so Pisces in the 1st house, this is like, we'll deal with how the world sees you, how you present yourself to the world. There can be shifts, right? Like, this is one of those times when people may change their name. Okay, maybe a marriage, but I mean, like, maybe you've been hanging on to your divorce name, right? Like for forever, and you're like, no, I just need to be me. Or this is a time where people take on spirit and soul names. Like, this is my soul's name. I know this was my given name in this lifetime, but that doesn't resonate as who I am anymore, and I need to change my name. So there's a bit of naming and claiming yourself if you have Pisces in the 1st house. This would also make Pisces your rising sign in a whole house sign chart. So this is your true heart-centered self, really being honest about how sensitive, how psychic, how empathic, and how much healing you need to do, therefore how much healing you can do in the world, okay? If you have Pisces in the 2nd house, I think Pisces in the 2nd house offers some real change and catharsis in this moon. 2nd house is how you gather your goods. When you need or want something, how do you go about doing it? Okay, so Pisces tends to not have boundaries. Remember, they're the ocean, and kind of like can be flaky and can be very victimized. So if you have Pisces in the 2nd house, this is an opportunity to figure out, how do I put a fence on the ocean? You don't. but you can put pipeline through the ocean. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can make your way through. You can navigate in the ocean in a submarine. You can navigate in the ocean in a wetsuit. This is about getting creative about boundaries and structure in things. So I think that if you have Pisces in the second house, it's a real opportunity for, I don't want to say manifestation, but structuring your life with a little bit more structure for manifestation in the long run. Because Pisces can have trouble manifesting because they live so much in the ethers and in the magic that they feel divine co-creatorship all the time, but they don't always bring it to fruition because they can't get the grounding aspect of it. So this can offer some grounding. Third house, if you have Pisces in the third house. The third house is about how we communicate and how we connect with the outside world. How do we connect to others and with others? Interestingly enough, Pisces in the third house connects empathically. It's usually a clairsentience. I just feel stuff. I feel everybody's emotions. This is when large groups become exhausting. Being out in public, socializing gets to be like the drain game, like, you know. So third house Pisces, I just feel that third house Pisces is like just starting to figure out how much of an introvert extrovert you are, right? Introvert extrovert, we all have some. It's how you recharge. Some people get and pull energy from being in large groups. Others of us are depleted by it. If you are depleted by large groups, you are classically, clinically, an introvert. So if you have Pisces in the third house, I think this is a time to really look at how much time do you need on your own. Priscilla's like, right here. And Kyra. So if Pisces is in the third house, that can be challenging because you may need like way more downtime than you're giving yourself or than other people are not allowing you to have. You got to carve it out. You got to push it out. And again, Pisces is not pushy. They're the ocean. They go and flow with what everybody else needs, right? They're reactionary. So you got to figure out like how to be the tsunami that's like, everybody get on my way. This is what I need. So fourth house. If you have Pisces in the fourth house, anybody? Yes, Cynthia, my love. Fourth house is the house of home. Okay. But even more so, it's your soul sense of safety in this lifetime. So Cynthia, this is no surprise for you. When you have Pisces in the fourth house, it's really about your sense of safety in this lifetime is in connection to divinity, in connection to your psychic capacities, in connection to the divine cosmos. So there's going to be lessons and blessings in the fourth house, in your sense of safety, in your connection, perhaps your capacity to channel. This is like, I think Pisces in the fourth house is one of the big witchy woo-woo, like, ooh, you witch stamp, right? It also says that your mother or your lineage on the female side are witches. So there's this bit of like, it's going to have to do with that. That fourth house is going to have a lot to do with lineage and with, owning your psychic capacities. And Cynthia, I know you do. So you're like, okay, so what's the deal with that? There's this volume. I think it's going to get real loud for those with Pisces in the fourth house with the messages that they're getting or capable of channeling through. Fifth house. Pisces in the fifth house, if you have it there, this full moon. This is about creativity, really. Okay. But the fifth house also has to do with the inner child. So the inner child, please note, also has to do with Pisces. And so I feel and think that anyone who's got Pisces in the fifth house in this full moon is going to get poked and triggered with their inner child wounds. Now, also understand it's going to offer an avalanche of healing in this space also, right? So if you feel like things are blowing up emotionally, if you feel like things are kind of getting worse, I'll go check your chart and go, oh, the scab's coming off. This allows for bigger healing. Yeah, there you go, Cynthia. And yeah, Erica, so Pisces in the fifth house. I think that the fifth house, I said second house. I think Pisces in the fifth house, this is a big one for you all also. What can you create? What have you made? I mean, hello, Erica. You just had a new baby. It doesn't have to be bad. I'm telling you all that. It doesn't have to be. I'm just saying with Pisces, it could be pretty feely. May not feel very good. Honor that. hug it, sit with it, spend time in the Epsom salt bath, nurture yourself. It's okay. If you're having these, because Pisces does bring on all the tears, it's cleansing, soothing waters. It pokes at the inner child wound. So just know that could be coming. It does not have to be negative. It could be very soft and it could be wonderful. It could be rewards and blessings in this space too. I'm just giving you the heads up and waving the flag. Instagram is going to kick me off in 20 seconds. I'm over on YouTube, but I'll restart Instagram as soon as I can, okay? Okay. So then we have Pisces in the 6th house. Yeah, Vanessa, go back and look and see where it sits, okay? Because I don't remember where yours sits either. 6th house. 6th house is the house of love. How do you love? How do you give? How do you help in the world? So Pisces in the 6th house, I think this is going to be, kind of a, like, again, this calling of Venus and Mars, what needs to be knocked down, what needs to be rebuilt. What do you really feel like needs protecting and healing in this world? And I still am hearing this inner child wound with that one too. Like, what is it? Some of us know very simply and easily what the wounds of our inner child are, right? And so if that's calling you, this can be a call to use your wounding to help protect and heal others. And I don't know why I'm hedging. Okay, because things are just going to come through today, right? Okay. This hedges to like abusive situations for children, right? Like if you were abused as a child, as I was, if there were sexual abuse, as I was, maybe this is a calling and a real awakening that you need to go help that in the world. Assist, support, nurturing, caregiving, healing. Maybe you just need to tell your story so that it's known, so people don't feel alone, right? It's still a little uncomfortable for me to raise my hand and go, my mom sexually, assaulted me. That's really weird, really weird. But I do it because it's an uncommon thing. I think we assume that it's, male perpetrators. And I also think it's really important to share it and take the shame and the blame out of it. And that each moment that we say these things, there's a moment of healing because we're sharing and we're going, this was the journey. I had nothing to do with that. This was the path, right? And then to go, you can heal past these things. Does it make them go away? No, but it lightens the load and it certainly helps somebody else to make through it and to heal through it. So Pisces in the 6th house, I think there's going to be some calling to, volunteer time, petitioning, supporting, creating work that really helps heal others depending on what your inner child wound is. Okay. I'm going to turn Instagram back on. So hold on for a second. Okay. 2 seconds, please. Maybe 3, maybe 4. You guys can ask questions or take some notes while I'm doing this. Okay. Here we go. And I always inevitably stick my arm in it. Sorry. Okay, Instagram, we're back. 7th house. If you have Pisces in the 7th house, the 7th house is the house of relationships. I don't know if this is like getting the big flag of recognition, but relationships are always big, right? I always describe the 7th house of how do you deal with others? And if you want to get more particular about it, how do you argue with others? Because how we fight, shows a lot about ourselves. So when we're talking about healing, right, and we're talking about Pisces and the capacity to heal in this full moon, and we're talking about resistances, right, fear, anger, frustration, things that push things out and don't allow us to receive, right? It's good when it starts bubbling up, but when it bubbles up, we got to use it appropriately, right? We got to alchemize it into goodness. So that's how we heal. So 7th house, Pisces, y'all with Pisces in the 7th house. Anybody? Anyone? When you fight with others, historically, you're waving. Hi, Carla. When you fight with others, you become the victim. It's always the finger pointing. You did this. You did that. You prevented me from doing this. You pushed this off. I wasn't allowed to do this. It's a lot of not claiming any self-responsibility or self-empowerment or choices anywhere in the game. So if you have Pisces in the 7th house, this is a call to change the way you fight, to change the way you engage with discourse, to adjust, to grow, to evolve, to mature how you navigate in situations that are challenging. in particular in relationships. Hi, you guys. So we're live both on Instagram again and YouTube. Here we go. Yeah, Jill just went, yep. Okay, so the seventh house it's not getting the gold star flag from me this go around in this lunation, but that relationships and how we deal with conflict or being wrong or not agreeing, like these are big deals. Oh, Erica, yeah, you and I share houses. Not the only one. I love that. Oh, hey now. Okay, so eighth house, Pisces in the eighth house. Raise your hands. Am I the only one? No, I wasn't. Chris Dillon is. I know that. Chris, you and me, mama. Okay, eighth house is really interesting. Not just because it's mine, because it's a weird house. Okay, eighth house is the house of death and sex. What? Okay, it's also the house of other people's money. What? This is weird. So death, right, is a transition of the soul from this earthly incarnation. Sex, your climax is often referred to as a little death because it's that bliss. Like, where am I? Am I in my body? Am I out of my body? There's a transition point of like humanness to feeling our ecstatic nature. Okay, so eighth house is an interesting house. I call the eighth house, when I do your simple stars reading, the house of empowerment and kind of the house of manifestation. It tells us how quickly we can clear things out and pull things back in. Pisces is a weird one, right? Because it's psychic and feely. It's all the feels. Eighth house kind of shows us our sexual nature too. Like, Pisces are all the feels. It's not necessarily romantic. It's kind of melancholic in our, like sexual relationships. But this is really where we get into empowerment, how we clear things out. And Pisces, we can be flaky, we can be victim-y, we can hang on to things too long and be sitting in the pool, right? In the ocean, when we need to be swimming through the ocean and going with the flow instead of like kind of floating stagnant. Does that make sense? It's a weird house, okay? So if you have Pisces in the eighth house, as much as it's the house of death and sex, it's also the house of other people's money. So this is what I'm hearing in this lunation and this moon, is that there is a capacity to benefit from other people's resources in this lunation. So this can be inheritances, if I'm saying that right. This can be growth of finances and abundance. I'm going to tell you right now, I know that this eighth house has to do with my small group magical mentoring. No joke. Like, open to receiving, didn't know how this was going to go. Was going to be really happy if I had like 4 people. I left space for 8. I got 9. That's where you call abundance, where you're like, the universe only gives you what you can handle. I'm not going to freak out about that. That's a beautiful blessing. So the eighth house, I feel, is going to be a lot about empowerment, a lot about what do we do with other people's resources. So look at that as time, money, and energy. Right? When somebody offers, because we're talking about receiving this whole time, right? When somebody offers you help, when somebody offers you a loan, when somebody offers you a gift, when somebody offers you a compliment, how do you receive it? There's so much about receiving here, okay, in the eighth house, because this is manifestation. How do you receive? So again, Pisces downfall in any house is the victim. I do everything for everybody. Nobody shows up for me. The whole world is broken. It's all terrible, and we're never going to fix it. 2, I honor the mess. I honor the cycles. I honor the flow. How is this going to evolve? How can I find empowerment? How can I move through the flow, right? So Pisces gets capsized by the ocean, and the goal for Pisces is to learn how to be of or in the ocean, not the ocean itself. So Pisces has to learn how to put on a wetsuit, how to drive a submarine, how to get a boat, how to swim better. Okay, so there's a lot about self-help in the eighth house here too, which is all weird. It's a very, like, fifth and eighth house are like kind of complicated. Okay, ninth house. Ninth house is how we connect to spirit and how we connect to ourselves, our own soul. So it has that soul connection base here. This is always a call to an energetic healing, a theta healing, a Reiki healing, shamanic healing, soul retrieval, meditation. So if you have Pisces in the ninth house, I don't know if anybody had said that yet, that they do. Oh, Carla, Yeah. Okay. There you go. Um, so if you have Pisces in the ninth house, this is going to be about how you connect to spirit. How do you plug in? How do you fill up? How do you, get into flow? Do you have a spiritual relationship of any kind? Do you have a spiritual practice? It always comes back to spiritual practice. So again, for some of you, getting on the mat with me at Unicorn Wellness is a is your moving meditation. It's grounding, it's healing, you hear stuff, you clear things out. For others of us, it's really traditional meditation, the guided meditation on unicornwellnessstudio.com, or if it's in the tarot, right? We're going to get to the tarot when we're finished with Unicorn Bingo and really go through it. But the readings, the new and the full moon readings on the site for the members every month on Unicorn Wellness. So this is a lot about how you receive information to the divine, but it's mostly about your practice of connecting to that information of the divine. Do you have a spiritual relationship that's only reactionary, and when things are in trauma, oh my God, I hope this doesn't happen. Oh my God, I really want this. Or are you showing up to the altar of the universe every damn day, rain or shine, want or contentment? Guess what universe would like you to do? Okay. 10th house. If you have Pisces in the 10th house in your natal chart, 10th house is about empowerment. This house has to do with legacy. What is the legacy we're leaving in this lifetime? What is our call? What is our soul's heart passion? What is it we are here to do and to help and to leave better after we release from this incarnation? So it's an empowering place, but 10 is fresh starts and new beginnings. So 10th house Pisces, I think, is another mark of the healer, because this is empowerment and how it affects your legacy and others. And Pisces is such the oracle healer, psychic capacity, energetic work, right? So just take a note of that. If you don't really connect as a healer, look at your chart. And if it's got Pisces in the 10th house, you need to think about that. Just what does that feel like? What does that mean to be a healer? Healing means to make it better. Doesn't mean to fix it. It's got to soothe it, smooth it over, give somebody the tools, hold space for them. Healers do less than you think. It's an energetic, space. So just take a look at that. 11th house Pisces. I think there were a couple of you with 11th house Pisces. Yes, I see you. Okay. 11th house is the house of networking and friendships. This is another complicated house where it's like, we've got a nutshell of time today. That's what I'm gonna, give you, because it's big and deep and gets a little mucky, honestly. But networks and friendships, okay? Pisces in the 11th house does mean that your most beneficial networks and friendships are going to be in the witchy woo circles, in high empaths, in energetic healers, with you, with Callie, with Cynthia and myself. Unicorn Wellness is a bunch of healers y'all don't even know. So this is where you will find your community. This is where you will find your tribe. So if you don't know that already, this is where to go to feel connected, to feel your tribe. I do think that Pisces in the 11th house is another one of those little flags for psychic capacity that's a little bit more than others. That is potentially the mark of a healer, potentially. Because we're talking about networking and friendships. This is also going to be like where you're comfortable, right? Where you feel supported. So that's one. And again, if you're part of Unicorn Wellness, then hi, duh, because you're comfy here. But it does push you a little bit to go, you've got a lot of healing capacity, and you have to use your healing capacity on yourself first before you can be in service of others. I believe truly. Are there things that are still healing as you're helping others? Absolutely. It's not like there's a perfect done moment, but you got to do the big bulk of the work. You do have to be able to break through anger and frustration big time before you can be of use to others. Doesn't mean they don't crop up. It just means you know how to wield it and navigate it so it doesn't spill and leak out on everybody else. So Pisces in the 11th house, networks and friendships. If you know, you're like, hey, I am witchy woo. This is to delve deeper into it and to connect deeper with friendships and relationships that really support it, that grow each other's magic, that go, yeah, right on. The things that make you happy and feel empowered, do more of that. The tarot, movement on the mat, Reiki healing, all the crystal, do it. Go do it, right? This is where it's going to be. Oh, hi, Mama. Hi, Valerie. Yay. Another Pisces in this house. What's up? Okay. 12th house. 12th house. I can't talk. 12th house, Pisces. This is an interesting one. Okay. Our 12th house is pretty layered also. It's the house of the unseen. So this often has to do with how we get messaging, how we connect in dream time, how we connect with the astral plane, spirits, ghosts, whatever you want to call them. 12th house gives us the bird's eye view of how we passed in our last incarnation. It is also the house of hidden talents. Okay. So if you have Pisces in the 12th, does anybody have Pisces in the 12th house who's here? I didn't see it. Well, I'm doing all the houses. So here we go. Because y'all are going to watch this more after than in the live. This is Pisces in the 12th house denotes high psychic capacity, high capacity to channel messages, crazy dream time, astral travel, busyness on other planes at all times. Yeah. Okay. 12th house Pisces, you guys probably, you need way more sleep than you realize, like way more sleep. Regular human is like 7 to 10 hours. Pisces 12th house, y'all need that 9 to 10 hours. Like you do. Because you can often wake up really fatigued or kind of confused because like your dreams are so intense, like you are busy doing work on other planes energetically. This also kind of earmarks you for some bad juju in this lifetime because you're so capable of connecting in the ethereal realm that you've got a lot of negative energy attached karmically that you got to sift and peel off in this lifetime. How do you do that? Meditation, getting on the mat, self-care practices, self-love practices, and then eventually, if not already, you're going to recruit healers to come in and help you hold that space. If you need recommendations for those, ask me in DM. I'll send you who I work with, because this is a big, and again, you guys, these are not things that I'm not dealing with. I got a kid with Pisces in the 12th house. Okay, so this can become very energetically intense, but it's also very gifted. So this is a matter of, how you channel your gifts. I sometimes think of Pisces in the 12th house. It's like a puppy, as a metaphor that Jack Russell Terriers are like super energetic and super smart. But if you leave them in a tiny apartment, they're going to tear everything to shreds, right? It's like you've got to give your psychic capacities the right rails, the right training, and the right space to move in. And then you get to channel it really powerfully in healing and abundance and manifestation and love qualities. So Pisces in the 12th house is a thing. Watch. How do I say this in a constructive manner? Brain chemical balance. I mean, that's a constructive manner. We all need to watch those things, but Pisces in the 12th house, just again, we share these things to look at them to go, where's the balance? Where's the imbalance? Where's the harness? There's so much magic in Pisces in the 12th house, but y'all don't identify as psychic. So typically, meanwhile, you're like one of the most intensely psychic signs. So this is like somebody who's the oracle that can pull answers from the cosmos, from the ethers, from dream time, from meditation. But it takes a practice. You guys need rails, meditation, mat, high frequency fuel, and space supported by others so that they can help pull off that negative energy that is accumulated in past lives. Past life healing. There you go. Okay. That is the end of Unicorn Bingo. Comments, questions. I'm going to move these sticky notes. They sounded very loud as I pulled them off my desk. How are we feeling? What do we think? Everyone. Yeah, those are all my notes. Okay. Shanna, yeah, it really resonates. It's a big one. Pisces in the 12th house. I mean, just full disclosure on Pisces. I never share stuff like scare you guys. It's like, what are we dealing with? Life is life. It can often be like psychological issues in the past life passing. This is, constrained, restrained places, so it can show that in past lives you were either in a, psychiatric facility or in prison. They can carry energies of feeling trapped energetically in this lifetime, and it comes from past life stuff. So again, everybody's had that experience in one of their past lives. It just depends on how many times and how close it was to this incarnation. So if it's in the 12th house, it was in the last one, and that is big work in this lifetime. But Shanna, you're in the right place for all the work, right? And then if you need additional support, you reach out, and we've got all kinds of excellent, talented, protected healers to help you on the way. All right, unicorns. Who's ready for a reading? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, 5-card reading. This is the energy of this week, okay? It's 5 cards. I do like to look at it as like 24 to 48 hours through the week. You can look at it in those respects also. Understand that this is our full moon ritual for the week, but this is not particularly the full moon reading, okay? The full moon reading is available to members only at unicornwellnessstudio.com or unicornwellness.studio. So the full moon reading, it's live on both sites, is the umbrella for us as a collective. So it's like the macro cycle of it. And this weekly is one of our microcycles. If you have a reading with me this week, then that would be your personal microcycle of it. Or if you pull your own cards. So this is how it works, right? So not everybody who's a member of Unicorn Wellness does these weeklies with us, because some of them are like, it's too much information. It's fine. Some of us are like, I need to know. I need to know all of the levels. So here's our week as a collective in this full moon energy. What does it have to offer us in terms of more specific lessons and blessings? Man, that first card out of the gate. Love it. Okay, I'm using the Robin Woods deck. Yeah, it's very classic. It's shiny and bright. It was calling to me this morning. Okay, then we have the Spirit in which to move through things. This is the Soul Space Oracle deck, Jen Berlingo's deck. Somebody tagged me this week too. I think she's got a pre-order sale going on. It's an artist deck, so they're not always available. If you love this deck, you might go find her on Instagram or online. Okay, Spirit in which to move through this week. Okay, that's interesting. I love seeing that. And then our Divine Feminine Oracle, Megan Watterson's deck. This seems to be for us. Here we go. The Divine Feminine Oracle. These are ascended masters, goddesses. This is the goddess to embody, to ask protection from, potentially to mimic through the week. Maybe light a candle too. Whoa, yeah, okay. Okay. And I'm dropping cards. Hang on, let me pick that up. All right, you guys. Here we go. Okay. Energy of this week. Okay, this is where we're beginning. This is the theme we're going to be dealing with this week in particular. Okay, so it's going to have a thread. Oh, Sarah, I'm so glad. Yeah, I love all the levels too, but some people are like, it's too much to have like the overview. Because we live by the moons on Unicorn Wellness, in particular, very clearly the full and the new moon. That's why it's just the full and the new moon reading from here on out on the membership site. Because I do think that monthly in conjunction with these is a lot. And that I find more value in the moon cycles for those 2-week blocks and then these weeklies. And y'all are booking your private sessions, so it's like, we're good. We got all kinds of levels here happening. Okay, so the theme of the week that we're going to be working with The thing that we're going back to, it'll be the thread this week, but also where we're beginning is Seven of Cups. Okay, if this is not the most Virgo card on the planet, which is funny because Seven of Cups is about choices, right? This is about potentially feeling confused. What do I want? What's the big vision? Because if I don't know what I want, I can't put my order into the universe, then I can't make my to-do list, and then I can't manifest or achieve, right? So the Seven of Cups is all about naming and claiming. What do you want your cups filled with in this lifetime? Make a list. Be unabashed about it. You cannot receive unless you know what your heart's desire is. Okay? So this is really, about be clear about the vision. What do you want? What do you want? No shame, no blame, no negative internal programming voice, no external opinions on it. What do you, your soul's, what is your heart, your soul's desire? Be clear about it. Okay. So this is always the call to journaling and visualization and really envisioning what the grandest scheme of your life in this lifetime is about. Yeah, I mean, struggling to hang on to the vision. You guys, I didn't even go through the moons in particular this week because it's full moon week, so it's like that's the highlight. But the moon is void, of course, today, which can make us all feel kind of like, what? Like it's hard to focus. It's hard. I think it's in Capricorn still. And void, of course, in Capricorn is hard to hold the vision a little bit because Capricorn wants to get stuff done. Capricorn will cling to old visions. So sometimes it's hard to create a new vision, in particular in a void, of course, Capricorn moon. Okay. So it's a time to be honest. I don't know other ways to rephrase that. I'm going to get a little pushy with you all. Like this from here till Monday is extra magic. From here until December 31st, 2019 is important and cathartic in our healing and in our capacity to have the life that we want in this lifetime. I want to be pushy with you all. I want you guys to throw out those wings, whether you're ready to or not, because you've got to be honest about what you want. Because we can want things because we've seen them in other people's lives. We can want them because we think we want them. And we can say we want them because it's the thing we think we should want. What is your heart's desire? What does your soul want? What does it call to you? What does it say? That's where we got to get to. Okay, so this week is prime time for it, but it may feel hard because it is hard. But the minute you're honest about it and go, I don't care what anybody has to say about this. Just at least have that moment because we're human. We all care. There's going to be some feedback if we got anybody in our life, right? That's more challenging and that's fair. But just for a moment, don't care. What does your soul want? And if you could say what your soul wants without judgment, like, instant healing, instant road towards what you want. Next steps for our highest and greatest good this week. I mean, come on. Major Arcana card, only Major Arcana this week. Major Arcana means soul, karma, spirit-based things. Hello, the star. So the star reminds us to wish big, hand in hand. So this week, the theme's going to be, what's the visualization? What's the dream? What's the goal? What do I want my cups filled with in this lifetime? Next best steps for our highest and greatest good. You better wish big. Whatever you think your goal is, times it times 3, amplify it. What we want for ourselves, universe, God, creator, divine source wants more. Because we're divine. We're a full expression of divinity in and of ourselves. So that energy wants us to shine like the children of the cosmos we are, children of God, goddess, however you need to verbally express it, okay? So the sun is connected to Aquarius energy, solving for the highest and greatest good of all. Guess what? When you're honest about what your soul wants in this lifetime, that is in the highest and greatest good interest of all. Because when you heal one, that is a pebble in the pile, right, that creates the mountain. So by healing one, we begin to heal all. This is the whole thing about unicorn wellness and what I teach. Self-care, self-evolution, self-healing is the most powerful, important thing that we can do. It's the ripple, okay? So, I'm so loud right now, right, Sarah? So next best steps for our highest and greatest good is to wish and aim big. What I really want to impart right now is that if you're getting yeses from the universe, right? Keep asking for things. This is part about manifestation, right? Is that you can attract the things that you want because you've got the resonance for it. This is part about what's important about getting yeses in your lifetime and where the inner child wound may be. If you were told no, 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 your inner programming is for no. You expect no's, right? But what we want is to heal that, or to not create it in our kids. It's hard to do. To expect yeses from the universe, but only when they're in alignment with our soul and our greatest intentions, our heart's intentions, right? So if you're getting some little yeses, this is the game right now. Keep asking. Ask for more. Because if you don't ask, you don't ever know. Now, it might be no, right? Like not every, but I'm telling you, the universe is full of yeses right now and wants you to succeed. But if you are not asking questions, if you are not asking for it, if you are unwilling to receive, or if you're asking for things that are not in true alignment with your soul consciousness, the answers are going to be no. But if they are in alignment with your soul consciousness, when you get yeses, you can know you're totally holy and worth this. Do you know what I mean? Like the worthiness piece is like, I got a yes to that. Then that's who I am. This is the way it's supposed to go. Okay. So practice asking for things because yes, Shannon, you are a classic example of this right now in this time period. That you asked for what you needed in this new job. And it was nerve-wracking. You're like, oh God, did I just ask for two? That's what I need in order to be able to do this. You do need to start thinking bigger. I am somebody who I think didn't think big enough for long enough. And it's like, it's fun. And I want to help you guys do this because you get this little whiff of yeses and you get this momentum that builds the frequency, right? Your time on the mat builds this frequency. Your time in meditation builds this frequency. If you have done the reset, it builds a frequency of yes. It builds towards the frequency of healing and love. It's 432 hertz, right, as a frequency. So when you've been on the mat for extended periods of time, and I'm seeing this, so I'm telling you all this if you don't know this already, you need to be asking for some things because it's prime time. Your frequency has been up-leveled. You have been grounded. There has been healing, whether you know it or not, simply because you're pressing play with me. I'm telling you this. So it's time to ride the wave of yeses and to get more yeses, okay? Highest and greatest good. Big steps this week towards your highest and greatest good. So that was the next step. This is big step. Okay, this is interesting. This is always an interesting one. This is 5 of Swords. Okay, 5 of Swords. 5 is about change. That wasn't big. Oh, I know. This one is big. But this is also the universe telling us it's not that big to ask for things. You just need to do it, right? I mean, that's kind of part of it too. So the universe goes, you think that's big? I'm infinite source. I can do anything. That's nothing, right? But it was big. I know what you mean. But this is the next step. This week, you need to be wishing big. You know, aim for the moon. You miss, you land on a star. Next steps. No, big steps. Oh my God. Next steps. Big steps this week. 5 of Swords is about putting down the dumb ass arguments. Okay. I just said that. I said dumb ass arguments. 5 is the number of change. Okay. Swords are intellect, human thought process, you know, subconscious programming. 5 of Swords is about how you fight with people and you leak your damn energy. That you're engaging in arguments, fights, stupid things that are leaking your energy that can be guided and filtered towards high vibration, high, big celestial manifestations. But you are leaking energy in the small, piddly shit of day to day. Just going to say it. Okay. So this in its, you know, small space is about walking away from arguments that like people are just fighting and arguing in order to win. And you're like, this is not serving a purpose. You can argue for a purpose. You can have discourse for a purpose to get to a greater outcome, solving for the highest and greatest good. There are also people who will engage. I think about Facebook in general, not our private group, but in general, you know, this like everybody's an expert. Everybody's there to fight and argue, but nobody's really listening to understand, to grow, to evolve, to solve. So big steps this week is to only engage when everyone's in constructive discourse aiming at the highest and greatest good, looking for solutions. It is okay and appropriate to argue or to fight to get to a solution, okay? But don't get wrangled into silly things that leak your energy, because you just put shackles on your own feet. The other thing I hear with this card is that this has to do with deflecting too. You all are starting arguments by deflecting. When you ask for someone's opinion or advice, when you are looking and seeking healing, when you are opening the exploration to finally getting over the hill, finally not dying on that hill, finally healing this thing, when you all slam up those like defenses and you throw up that wall real fast, or you play the ping pong, game of like, I hear you, but it's never worked that way before. Well, that's just leaking your energy. That's deflecting healing. It's not going to happen. So it's almost as if a lot of you are fighting with yourselves and you don't even know it. You're resisting healing. You don't have faith in the capacity to heal. That's fair, because if you haven't healed, you don't know. This is where our faith in something bigger, in spirituality, our connection to the divine comes into play. You have to trust that the universe exists, that the earth exists, that we exist, that there are good people in the world. Miracles happen. And if miracles happen, then they can happen for you. Like it's like, laws of nature. They can't just happen for other people. That's a lie. So there's a calling of the big steps this week. That's why, Valerie, when you're like, that one wasn't big, this one is big because it's calling out self-responsibility. It's calling out where we say we want to heal and make progress, yet we instantaneously throw up walls and deflection and defenses and argument because we want to be right, rather than heal, rather than get to the highest and greatest good of all, rather than to allow the breakthrough. Watch yourselves where you are clinging to be right. Surrender and trust. You got to be willing to be wrong in order to heal. I am wrong all over the place. I didn't used to be okay with that. I'm okay with it now, mostly. Assets to this week. This is beautiful. 8 of Cups. Super straightforward. We are willing, on the heels of this, we are willing to walk away from the things that no longer serve our highest and greatest good. Even if they look pretty, even if they're worth a lot, right? Because in this deck, they're all gold and chalices, right? We look towards the moon, to our intuition, to our heart's calling, to the calling of the divine universe, and understand that that has more bearing than what looks like it's worthy, abundant money in this lifetime. That's the asset to the week. So that says you all are in growth healing mindset. You're willing to walk away from things that other people be like, you walked away from that? Must be crazy. Yeah, it wasn't for me. Yeah, totally, Jessica. Like, amen to giving up what no longer serves our highest and greatest good. It's time. We're getting called out by the universe. Outcome of the week. Okay, here's where it gets in. I mean, it's all been interesting this week. It always is. But here's where I think it's beautiful, because the card layout, the way I laid them out, these 3 are sitting together. They have such a color scheme of the red, of the orange, of the yellow. So if you refer back to, and you're a member of Unicorn Wellness, unicornwellnessstudio.com, then you're hearing it in the guided September meditation. It is all about the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus chakra. Deep rooty red, orange, and yellow. All 3 of these, that's where we're at. Okay, so outcome of this week is the 3 of Wands. Here we go with the red and the yellow and the orange. 3 of Wands are about your vision. You guys, sometimes these readings are so beautiful. I can't stand it. I hope you feel how beautiful they are from beginning to end. This is about like getting clear about what you want, feeling like, I don't know, I'm kind of spiraling. There's so many choices. What the hell? And then by the end of the week, you have a vision. This is holding the vision. This is self-made. If you can figure out the vision and hold it, then you can have it. Timing is up to a lot of divine timing, but you can have it. It is achievable. If you can envision it and see it, you can have it. Okay? Timing and when you can have it, not so sure. Things I've wanted for a lifetime, right? but I can feel them coming around the corner. Okay. So 3 of Wands, I always say that this card is like, is self-made. It's the self-made vision. What is it you want your life by design to look like? Everybody's is unique. What's important at a soul level to us is very different. So get honest about what you want at a soul level. I mean, this is literally like Virgo planning, exploration, then narrow it down into a list. And this is like, hold the vision, start your manifestation. Then add the to-do list, go get it. Go get it. You can get it. Okay. So that's the outcome of the week, that you get to a place where you're like, this is what I want. I can get this. I can do this. I'm going to do this. Seems a little big and scary. I can do it. Okay. All right. Spirit in which to move through things. Gazelic. This is what came up. And again, more yellow. This is like one of the funniest cards. Okay. Did we have this 2 weeks ago? I don't know. Okay, this is, I think, I always watch this. I think it's a Nordic term. It's not American. It's not English. So it doesn't have a direct translation. But gezellig essentially means cozy, comforting. It's always got that blanky feeling. I don't think Lita's here in the room today. She's our macrame goddess. This is like macrame and knitting and things that are cozy. But this always calls to a life by design, right? What are the knots you're tying? What are the themes and the threads? What are you going to make in the end, right? Is it a rope ladder? Is it a gorgeous piece of wall art? Is it a tea cozy, you know? Like, what are you making? What are you crafting? But gezellig, as it is the spirit in which to move through things, is like soft and gentle and cozy. This energy until next Monday does feel like I need some space. Like I need, oh, Jill's knitting right now. I love it. It does feel like you could use a little more soothing because there's a lot of doing. You're being asked a lot. There's a lot being asked of us. We're juggling, we're multitasking, you know, we may be living outside of true balance right now in order to hustle to get over the hump. Sometimes it's like that. So it's calling us. So you guys are all knitting. I love it. You were knitting in the tub. Stop it. There's a true unicorn spoonie for you right there. So gezellig is like, you can do the hustle. We can be in co-creatorship. We can get to brass tacks and the lists, but remember to be soothing when you do it. And you guys, I laugh at that. I sat in the tub last night and did my journaling and my goal setting for the week. So there, because I needed to feel cozy, right? We need that right now. There is a lot of energy being filtered in. There's a lot of energy coming through. So how we channel it, how we handle it, it can feel like anxiety at these high vibrations. So just be gentle with yourself and remind yourself to go take the time out, because Virgo will have you working nonstop, right? And depending on what your chart looks like, if it looks like mine. And there are some of you here in the room that have exactly, like we have similar charts, right? So Virgo in the 2nd house and Capricorn in the 6th house, y'all, we're gonna be busy, but we've got to take time for the self-care, okay? All right, last one. We're a little over time, but here we go. Shekinah, the presence of the divine feminine. At the center of everything, there is light, and I am the light. I will read the booklet, show it to Instagram, okay? These booklets are a little long, but they're always worth it. So just, I'll have the photo layout on my Instagram tonight. I'm probably not going to get to it tonight, but look at like the red and the yellow and the of these last 3. So beautiful, so empowering, so creative, so rooted. Okay, let's read Shekinah. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I don't have my glasses on. We'll see how this goes. Okay. Who she is. The Shekinah represents the omnipresence and the immanence of the divine feminine. The word Shekinah in Hebrew means to settle, to inhabit, or to dwell. Hello, stepping into divine feminine empowerment, the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles card. Side note, because that's been big for Unicorn Wellness. It represents an experience of the divine presence right here in the body and in the world. In Kabbalism, mystical Judaism, the Shekinah is the feminine aspect of God, and she's depicted as a piercing, radiant light. She is the experience of the presence of God within us as the soul of God. To the Kabbalist, honoring the feminine is the utmost importance. This is why the red thread of protection is worn on the left wrist, which is the receiving feminine side of the body. Do you all remember us going through this? This is literally what's in your September meditation. Y'all, I cannot make this stuff up. The threads of what's happening here has been going on for months for us, and it's crystal clear. Okay? This is why the red thread, I'm going to read it again, of protection is worn on the left wrist, which is the receiving feminine side of the body. The Kabbalist teachings, in Kabbalist teachings, the Shekinah is the represented, oh my God, I can't read right now, you guys. In Kabbalist teachings, the Shekinah is represented in the tree of life as the pillar of balance. She is the force that unites the opposites. She brings heaven to earth, and she unites the body and soul. Because of her, there can be a direct path of communion between humanity and divinity. Because of her, we can experience God right here in the moment and right here in the body. Get on the damn mat, y'all. I talk about this so much, right? That there is only one thing to do in this human incarnation, which is to balance humanity with divinity. And that our soul is so much more than our physical body, but our soul actually doesn't know it's separate from the body. This is heaven on earth. The better we tend and treat the physical, the happier, more embodied, more integrated our soul gets, the more capacity we have to heal, the more light we can channel, the more help we can be. This is big, you guys. Okay? When your soul selects her card, in the Zohar, the main sacred text in Kabbalah, the Shekinah is described as being a world within the world, as a bright radiance at the corner of everything, all life on earth. All consciousness is a part of her light and is therefore sacred. The metaphysical theory of eminence is that the divine presence is manifested in the material world. Manifestation, aim big. So there isn't actually any matter, whether organic or inorganic, that isn't part of a part of the divine. The Shekinah is light that inhabits your body, your cells, and is the cells of all the people and objects you see around you. She is also about pure experience. She is the message, the truth, and that there is a light at the center of everything that happens to us, both the good and the bad. And the Shekinah is the reminder that you are not just this body or this pain we might be going through, or this confusing moment in our brief life. We are light. We are molecules of heaven in human form. And right now, we can just know this. We can experience the light we are, and that can be enough. That can be the miracle and the answer we actually need. Not words or meaning, but simply, and more profoundly, pure, radiant being. Soul voice meditation. Enter the heart and repeat this mantra. I am light. See what images or words arise. Intention. At the center of everything, there is light, and I am that light. Okay, I'm reading comments. I'm laughing because that's a big old one, y'all. Yeah. I mean, there are so many things happening, right? In the world, as a community, and us. The rise of the divine feminine's been happening in the last year, big time, year and a half, okay? The return of mysticism to Christianity is big. It's always been there. They just don't teach it, right? The rise of the divine feminine does not mean we return to a matriarchal culture. It means that we're finally aiming at balance between masculine and feminine, between lunar and solar power. Okay, so that rise of the divine feminine is not in like rejection of masculine, yeah, a little bit patriarchal rejection, but we're not trying to go back to matriarchal. We're trying to find true balance at this point. right? And so her name coming up in circles and being it's like it's all part of the magic, right? It's happening everywhere in all variations. So it plays out in the personal, it plays out in the political. There is no difference between them, try as you might to separate them. There is not, right? And by healing ourselves, magic happens in the universe. Grand catharsis and changes are possible when we work from ourselves out. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just such a beautiful reading today. Yeah, I feel lightheaded today, you guys. And we've also, I think a couple weeks ago, we talked about the giving and receiving in the hands, and that is the September meditation. Um, I've actually had like energetic pains in my left forearm. That's a whole nother story. It's fine. It's energetic. I know this. But this giving and receiving, we are being called upon to give and receive an equal amount. So you have to look at, am I giving too much? That's typically what's going on. And have I not been willing to receive? How do I template my body for that? Okay. If you all are not members of Unicorn Wellness, either place, if you join unicornwellnessstudio.com this month, you get 30 days free on the site, plus a set of cork yoga blocks, really nice ones, you guys. $60 value, totally for free. That's, the practice is there. This is the daily work of raising our resonance, of healing, and being able to harness these energies to work with it. Magical Mentoring's full. I hope to offer it again in February. Who knows where energy and life will be at that point, right? So I love you all very much. It's a powerful, beautiful week. Just grab it. Get all the goods from it you possibly can. If you feel like there was an opportunity for something that you missed or that you passed on, reach out, okay, to whoever that is and ask to get through that doorway right now, because this is real important prime timing right now. Okay. So if you need support, asking is part of receiving. I'm asking for what I need and what I want. I am willing to get a yes. I want you all to keep repeating that. Are you willing to get a yes? I'm willing to get a yes. I'm willing for yeses. I'm willing for everything to be yes. I'm going to start asking for more, because I haven't asked for enough in this lifetime, honestly. And I give a lot. It's time to equal things out. Equal balance. Balance is always what we're striving for. Okay. Checking in on the comments. I'll log off, say goodbye. I love you. I'll have this photo up tonight on Instagram so you can see the full card layout. If you all have questions about anything, you come ask. You can book private readings, one-on-one readings at tandygutierrez.com. If you are looking to join membership, unicornwellnessstudio.com from here on out. That's a whole nother topic if you missed the beginning of the video. But I love you. I'm so grateful for you showing up. This full moon, it's magic, y'all. Offers so much healing. So grab it. Hang on to it. I'm looking at these pieces. Ooh, Paula, that's beautiful. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, with that, I'm going to say I love you guys. Send you on your way for Monday for the rest of the week. Please hit the like button on YouTube. It's really important, and I really appreciate it. Share it if it resonates with you. You don't even have to write a note on it. Just put it out in the universe. Like magic grows, right? Those little pebbles that we throw that make a big difference. And you never know whose messenger you are, right? So the things that you think and that are important, go share them, go tell them, go show them, right? It doesn't even have to have a point and a purpose. You feel called to do it, do it. Okay. I love you all very much. Be expectant. Be willing to receive the miracles, tiny and mighty, okay? And maybe you got to go ask for them. Sometimes you do. All right. I love you guys. I will see you next week. Okay. Bye.